All right, guys, bear with me today, but we are going to dive into transition lenses. It has been a while since we've talked about these. The photochromic lenses where they darken in sunlight, they're clear indoors. What do they do everything in between? How do they work? Well, we're going to get into it today, as much as I have tried to avoid this. So, hopefully you're sticking around for this because this is going to take me forever. But what we're going to dive into is several of the different transition lenses. So some of the different brands, including the Transitions brand, which yes, it's a brand. You've got light reactive lenses, you've got photochromic lenses, whatever you want to call them are the generic terms, and Transition is the brand that's known for making them. The way they work across the board pretty much is a light happens, they darken, there you go. But it gets much more complex than that. So what it amounts to, you've got this layer of molecules on the front of the lens. When they get excited, they react, they align, they darken, they do whatever they're supposed to do. And yes, I said align. There are specific formulations which do create an alignment as the molecules react. So they don't just excite and darken, they react, excite and darken, darken and align, creating a little bit of a polarized effect in the lenses. So you may have heard of these, you may not. There are Transitions XtrActive polarized, there is infinite gray, and the eyewear that Transitions themselves make. All of these are polarized. The eyewear, I can't remember if it actually aligns or if there's already a laminate in the lens so it's polarized even in its lightest state, but the others, as they darken, they polarize. Really cool stuff there. The infinite gray is going to have a little bit of a tint to it all the time. It's going to be about a category 2 at its lightest, but it's going to go down to a full category 4. You may have seen this in some of your favorite sunglasses. Yeah, good stuff. The XtrActive polarized, however, is going to be a category 1 to a category 4. So notice, I am still saying it's category 1. There is a little residual color there. It's very minimal, but it is enough to speak about it. The others, the regular Transitions, the Zeiss Photo Fusions, the Hoya, oh Lord, what do they call theirs? Oh, Sensity, because it's sensible and it reacts to light. Send help. I am not okay, guys. So, all of those are going to be your fully clear when they're indoors, mostly. And they're going to darken down to around a category 3, definitely not into a category 4, but they're going to get into that 80 to 90% range depending on the material they're on and the prescription behind them. Yes, it does make a difference, believe it or not. These guys are going to react based on available light purely from UV light. There is no reaction to ambient bright light in general. It's going to react only when is it exposed to UV. So what happens to all these lenses, say it's cloudy or rainy out? Are they still going to darken? Well, if there's still a lot of UV, yeah, it's still going to darken. What happens is the amount of UV is what makes these lenses smarter than they should be. So if you've got, say it's a fairly overcast day, you don't need sunglasses, but you need something, right? So they're going to darken a little bit based on that UV light. Now, let's see if I can get a video. We'll throw that over later so you can see how they react in different conditions. Fortunately for you, it is pouring all week while I'm recording this, so it's a great time to show off that kind of overcast rainy day mid-light reaction of these lenses. So we'll go through, we'll tag all those, we'll do all that, whether I like it or not. I told you this was going to take forever, right? So what I find is they all do this much in the same way. In general, these lenses are going to darken to their darkest state in about 30 to 60 seconds these days. It's pretty normal. Reacting back the opposite way to their clear state is going to happen. The vast majority of it happens in the first 30 seconds, but it is closer to 5 minutes until you get back to fully clear. The reason I want to point out that first 30 seconds is because you lighten the lenses by over 50%, and if they're only 60 to 80% to begin with, you're back down to under or within that category 1 range for a tint. So really wearable indoors, really still a good comfortable tint while they fade back for that last little bit. So obviously if you walk in from full bright sunlight and now you are sitting inside on a fairly dark area, you're not going to be blind. Okay, that's the thing there. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of transitions. I much prefer to have my category 1, 2, and 3 sunglasses. In fact, as many of you know, I have my Porsche Design that has the interchangeable lenses, and I have all of those on hand all the time. So I've got its clear set, I've got its black gradient set, I've got its super dark brown with the blue mirror, and then I've got one that's kind of in between there that's a nice greeny yellow based off of their Vision Drive formulation. So it's my thing. Now, the next one, yeah, we're still going with this. Then you've got the stylized mirrors, and that's going to be something you find only in certain places in general, and I am sticking with stylized transitions or stylized photochromic lenses because you don't have to buy any particular brand name in order to get this. Now, it is becoming more and more common. Some of the big brands have started producing these with their own front mirror on the lens, and I suspect very soon we will see another customization that you don't see as often, which is a tinted base with a transition lens to begin with. Basically, we take a transition lens, we tint it either a gradient or a complete tint, and then it reacts further in light because it has that that transitions layer underneath is still going to react as light hits it, right? So now you've got a darker lens that's fairly versatile. So we've got our category 1.5 at the top, clear at the bottom. Now it darkens into the full category 4 and 3 at the bottom, 2, 3, somewhere in that area. You can do some really cool things with these where, say, you want a purple lens, right? You want to wear a purple lens all the time, but you want it to darken further. Well, you could buy the Transitions Amethyst, which darkens down to a black, muddy, purple mess. Or you can take any of the transitions, any of the photochromic lenses, Neochromes, which is what I typically recommend, and you can tint over that. So now you've got your rich purple all the time, and then when it darkens down, you've got that muddy purple. But you have that rich, beautiful, jewel-like color in the beginning, in its lightest state, so you can wear it in a lot of different situations. You're basically expanding the utility by doing this. The most common one you see is the mirrored front surface. I've got a whole other video on that. I'll just link that, where effectively it's got a mirrored front lens. The Transitions style mirrors is going to be the one you'll probably have heard of, where it has that mirror already set on the front, so you don't have to worry as much about the density selection or getting some weird random result that comes in and you go, oh, that's not going to work. Yeah, it happens. It's a very, it's a weird field of things to get into this side of it. Now, hopefully that answers at least some of the questions on photochromic lenses and how they work, and I guess when you would use them, when you would want them. We didn't get into this too much, and that is driving and transitions. I have people all the time. They're like, I want these transitions so that when I'm driving my car, I don't need sunglasses. Well, pick another boat, because that ain't it. I can tell you right now. They have made many formulations over the years that attempt to work behind the windshield of a car. They sort of work. Maybe you'll get a 50% tint. Maybe you don't. Just get sunglasses for in the car. That's the best option. What it amounts to is the UV is blocked by the windshield, right? If you've tinted your side windows, there's no UV coming in there either, so you can forget that. There is no UV light making it into your car to make these lenses react. At best, say you've got one of the XtrActive types that do darken based off of ambient light, well, you'll get a little activation there, 30, 40%, maybe, okay? Very firm maybe. Because depending on the cab, the windshield rate, and other factors are going to limit how much light is actually making it right here, right? So it's like a cap on your head, which, by the way, is another factor that limits the reactivity of transitions unless there is an absolute ton of UV hitting and bouncing and scattering everywhere. You're out on the water maybe, or on the ski slopes. The hat's not going to matter because there's UV everywhere. Enjoy that UV. The lenses are absorbing it, not your eyes, so that's good, right? That's the good part of transitions. It does help reduce or eliminate UV from passing through the lenses. That's higher. I think it's 99.8, 99.9, something like that. It blocks a lot of it. So that's what you would want transitions for, right? Except now, it's pretty standard across the board that most of your modern ophthalmic materials, so any of your custom clear lenses, are going to block a lot of UV anyways. I know here we use, and I really don't even get into this so much, it's just what I use now. The lens material with the blue light blocking built in. Well, guess what? It's also blocking all the UV, every bit of it. It's 420 nanometers down. You're blocking 80% and ramp up steeply from there. So 420, you're about 80%, 400, you're in 99%, and then it's gone from there. Yeah, good stuff. You can't get that with transitions though, by the way, so yeah. And of course, the good thing is, as time's gone on, we found the transition blocks some blue light too, so I guess there's that, at least, if you must. I'm going to stop ragging on transitions for now, and I'll let you guys simmer on all that for a while. Definitely hit those comments with questions because I know there will be many, and I'll hopefully address some of those in a future video. For now, I'll catch you next time. Let me know what you thought of the ramblings of a madman that doesn't particularly love transitions or polarized lenses or anything, but loves to make custom shit using all of those things. God. I'll see you guys next time.
You can't stop me now, can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you to tie them to the ground. You can't stop me now, can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going at, ain't turning back around. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me. All the blood, sweat, and sacrifice. Oh, I paid the dearest price. There no shortcuts here for destiny. I'll take the long way proud. Oh, I know what I've earned, and now it's my turn to light in the fuse that it burned. My time is rising, and you can't bring me down. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you to tie them to the ground. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going at, ain't turning back around. Can't stop me. Can't stop me now. No, you can't stop me now. This is the calm before the storm. You know what's coming, so be warned. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. Though my feet have come too far for you to tie them to the ground. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going now, ain't turning back around. Can't stop me. Ooh, yeah, can't stop me now. No, you can't stop me. chance on me. And now we're building bridges as far as the eye can see. And I never thought I'd find anything close to all that I knew you would be. Ain't it beautiful? Darling, beautiful, with you here next to me. I dream in color, you're black and